Do 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 do. Oh, oh. Oh, that stretch. You guys had to hear that stretch. Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host, Kenkukun. And today we're coming down with another Destiny 2 Trials training, PvP training, whatever you want to call it, training video. That's the last video I came out with covered player awareness. It's been a little bit of time since I put the next one out, and controller's dying. So, one moment. Alright. So, today we're going to cover player enemy awareness, right?
Control.
Now, when I say enemy awareness,
Take those zones, Guardian. Victory demands
I don't mean the awareness the enemy has when they're not looking at you and paying attention. I mean, you need to be aware of the enemy's awareness from where you're at. So let's cover. We did it on, what was the map? Rusted Lands. We did the last video on Rusted Lands. This was the last weekend for Trials, Exodus Blue. So we'll do it on here. So player awareness, remember your player awareness is knowing what your teammates are able to cover. If I say I'm gonna look down the snipe lane, right, that means I can cover, there, kind of over there, up there, right? And if need be, if it's called out, right here. They're coming down the mid lane. Well, if they're coming down the mid lane, whoop, I'm moving off that spot, and I'm pulling out my gun. I'm getting ready for it, right? So, now we want enemy awareness. Let's say you have this spawn. Let's say you are a sniper. We're gonna cover sniper first, because some people like to snipe. So, all right, I'm a sniper. I like to cover this area, right? What can the enemy look at? You gotta be, now this is where you kind of want to predict what the enemy's gonna do. Most common snipe angle to challenge, right? This spot and this spot are like the #1 lanes. This is where most people will look if they're on the enemy team looking for a sniper. So this is one. All right, they're usually gonna pop out right here. Now, I should have got my buddy in here to do this video with me, but it's okay. I'll be team 1 and team 2. So you got to know what the enemy can see, and the best way, which is how I should do this video. The best way to show you what the enemy can see, if my buddy's online, he can jump in here and help me with this, is to go into a private match and just look. You could look by yourself, right? Or you can grab a friend and tell him, hey, could you stand here for a moment and let me walk in front of you, and just kind of see what they're looking at, right? What can they see? How many angles can you spot them from? So let's just take this, right? The AC unit, right? Man, I call everything like this an AC unit. Don't care. Let's say that AC unit. Where can I see that from in the snipe lane? Well, I could see it from in front of box, pretty exposed. This is probably the last place you would expect someone to peek from, but it happens every once in a while. You could see it from to the side of the box a little bit, right? From behind the box, right? Further behind the box. Like way back here. Jump on the train. You could kind of see it from the side of the train, but, only if they're on that far left side. So. And then as you get closer, your options open up. Boom. You can see it from here. Of course, you can see it from here, right? So when you're sniping a lane, you need to know where could the enemy come from. Now, that doesn't mean, I'm not, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 spots that the enemy could come from if they were sniping, right? You say, hey, there's a sniper on the team. I'm going to try to challenge the sniper. You got 4 angles to choose from. which one is the correct one to look at? Well, look at the most obvious one first. And then if something comes out of the blue that you're not ready for, drop down. Be like, oh, or, you know, try to snipe for it. Pow. Right? Pow. Right? So, enemy awareness is... Oh, come on, phone. Don't... Really? Now my alarm's going off. What the? Oh. Hello, I'm back. Yeah. Alright. Now, nothing should be bothering me now. Alright. So, the enemy... You're aware of your enemy's awareness, which is basically... You just want to know... someone joined. Man, I thought I heard some weird sound. You just want to know what can they see when they challenge you, and the best way to do that, once again, is have a teammate come into a batch, stand where you want them to stand, and then try to look at them from the different angles, right? And you know, of course, there are more angles than what you're looking at, but you're trying to challenge a sniper. Let's assume the sniper is going to try and snipe you for the first couple rounds. Now, these rounds, this is where you want to try and get used to what the enemy's going to do. Hey, that sniper likes to challenge there, or they like to challenge from back there, right? Once you notice that in round one, then you can adjust. All right, he likes to challenge from behind, you know, the green tanker back there, right? So maybe you stand more to the right. That way, when he slides out into the open, he won't maybe notice you right away. And then he'll stand up and stand next to the tanker instead of getting in cover and then, like, trying to... You know, just do one of these numbers. Until he gets the cursor just right to shoot you. Boom, right? So, and you can see through the grade of that tanker if he's at the front. So it makes it a little bit easier to try and line up that shot for him. And you're just, you know, lining up your shot from here. And it's a matter of who presses the button when the head pops out first. So... That's that for sniper awareness. You just want to know what the enemy can and can't see, and the best ways to do that is to, hey, I need to go see what they can see, right? And that goes for any map in any area, so I don't need to cover sniper anywhere else. I'll leave that up to you guys. You're not sniping, right? Let's say you're not sniping. You got a pulse rifle, scout rifle, same thing. You just kind of need to know what the enemy can and can't see if you're going against a sniper. And then with the pulse and scout, you know, you might stand in a place like this, like pulse rifle here. You know, pow, 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 pow. I forgot about this being a snipe angle. Like you know, and then I just never challenged a snipe angle here when I was sniping on this map. Right, people could do it from here. I think they could still do it from back here. Yeah. Crouch down. Yep, crouch down and look. Right. So just be careful because that one dude might be looking back. So yeah, you just want to know what the enemy can look at. Excuse me. Try to throw it always, man. What the enemy can look at. That's enemy awareness. Now you're aware of what they can see, and you're aware of the angles they can take. So you're just kind of ready for it. Now, on this map, there's a lot less for holding down areas, because it's pretty straightforward. If you were to hold here, the enemies, you know, you really don't need to see all the angles. Like, if you go too far forward, you get sniped from out there or shot. But if you're in relative cover, you know, this is probably one of the most dangerous places in this building, because they got a doorway here and here, but you got a radar, and you should be, you know, paying attention to what your radar says, if you can. So it's pretty straightforward. If they're coming from there, you'll know it. If they're coming from the tunnel, you should see it. Now, tunnel, looking out tunnel, you can get shot from there, on the tunnel, on the crate, back of the spawn. Like, you gotta be careful looking down that tube. It's always been dangerous. Knowing where the enemy is, you know. And of course, people don't like it, but it's in the game. Use it. Free peek. Okay, I see them. Pull out a sword. Wouldn't recommend pulling out a sword, because then when it's time for heavy, and you're the one guy that actually gets heavy for whatever reason, even though you told the team, don't let me get heavy, I got a sword, you end up getting sword because you're at the right place at the right time, and then you just get demolished because that's what you got. That's on you. But it's an option for 3-peeking, right? And then you got back here, you know, you got the broken wall, you got the side door. And this could provide more angles for them to shoot you from, so if they're rotating around the map, you need to know, hey, where can they comfortably see me? So we're going to put right there, all right? That's as good as we're gonna get. We're gonna go back here. Pretty sure a sniper can see us from back there. I used to, Destiny 1, now that I think about it, I used to be right here. And I would, there's the bullet hole. I would just be waiting for someone to come around that corner, and I just go for the snipe. Man, I totally forgot about this spot. Ugh, so much I've forgotten since Destiny 1. They could see from back here on ground floor. The headshot's going to be a little more, a little less opportune to shoot at, but it's still an opportunity. A good sniper will probably hit it. And then you just get a little more height advantage, so you see a little more into the room. You might even see a dude, way back there hiding. But you can be seen from there. You can, you could be seen from right here. Kind of up on the truck, right? As the closer they get, the more crap they have to stand on, right? So again, you need to be aware of where you could be seen at. And once again, go into private matches. Look for this stuff, right? And then be like, hey, I need to be careful from this angle or that angle or, whatever. It doesn't mean you don't always, okay. I always say this. This is where that important famous line comes into play. Ken says, don't stand in a place and look one direction and get shot from another. So if you can be seen, so the saying goes, how do I say it? It's got to be in the moment, or I forget. I say, if you can be seen from multiple directions, but you can only look at one, you're in a bad spot. That would be like everywhere you stood. That's why your team awareness is important. You need to know what your teammates are looking at. If you're here and your teammates are here, or let's say not over here, anywhere, then that means you're looking here, and if someone runs left and two people challenge you to snipe and you're in a snipe battle, hit them snipes, boom, you got shot from the left. Because you forgot dude went to the left, and now you weren't aware that your teammates weren't on the left side of the map. Because for whatever reason, heavy round popped up, your two teammates went to heavy, the enemy never went there, and you're just like trying to buy time. But then you died to the guy to the left because you forgot one guy went there. Boom. Now there's your player awareness that kicked in, and now the enemy awareness that you should have kicked in as well. Right? But if you have a teammate in the building, remember, now you can kind of break that rule that Ken says, but Ken, I had a teammate over there. I should be able to stand in, this spot and be, not look at this direction where I could be shot at because my teammate's watching it. Absolutely. Now it's your teammate's job to say, hey, I need to fall back. You need to move or you're going to get shot. Boom. All right. Time to move. Right? So that's when you can bend that rule, when you know what your teammates are doing. That's why communication is very important. Once you have communication, everything else is so much smoother. So remember to try and, remember to try and keep up with where your teammates are at and where the enemy's at. And always, always, always communicate that in the team. You can even come in, I'm just playing trials for tokens and fun. And you can still communicate and have fun. Absolutely. Right? There's nothing wrong with communicating. That's not tryharding. Now, if someone really just doesn't care on your team, or you don't care, or the whole team has a consensus, we're just going in to die and get our tokens, blah, blah, blah. Go for it. You're more than welcome to. So this map, like I said, this map is not the same as Rested Lands. I thought about using Rested Lands. There's a lot of times where it's a lot more stalemate, but this map I've seen plenty of passive games where teams would be on one side of the map versus the other, and they'd be waiting. Here's a good one, right? There's a sniper somewhere over there. He could look at you from there. He could look at you from, right there, up on top of a small propane tank, up on top of green train, right? He could just be on ground level. He could be underneath. Like there's lots. So anyway, I thought, it looks like I'm going to be repeating myself here. So let me just cut to the chase and say it one more time. Enemy awareness isn't how bad they are at keeping up with you. It's what can they see from where they're at. You need to be aware of that. And then use that first round and second round, hopefully the first round, to kind of discern how the enemy's going to play, what they're going to do. Okay? Another quick topic we can cover while we're in here is I covered player awareness last time, and I said you need to know what your teammates are covering. A good way to find out what they're covering. Take that time to go play a match. If you're losing in trials, or you're coming to very close games in trials, and it comes down to just a flip of the coin that you lose, right? Just random RNG chance, or just a couple of mistakes. Take that time to take the other spot your teammates in. Hey, I'm gonna run I'm running a scout rifle or a pulse rifle or something like that. Let me take the snipe lane, and just so you can kind of get a feel for what they have to deal with against some of these teams. And they'll be like, all right, I'll take this building, and they'll get a feel for what you're trying to do with. Get out of your comfortable zones. I know you like to be in certain spots. I like to be in certain spots all the time. I don't like to take those angles that I'm not comfortable with, or those lanes, or anything like that. I like to do what I'm comfortable with, what I'm very familiar with. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to take that gameplay to the next level, you're going to come on out of that comfort zone and go to where you need to go so you can learn what's going on. I got to do it sometimes as well. And I tell people on my team, I'm like, hey, you don't like that spot. If you don't want to go there, just say so. We will switch up, right? And I'll go there, and I'll try to, see what's going on. And I may not do well. I may not do good. But I'm going to try, and at least it's going to give me an understanding of what they have to deal with. And that way, when you are back in your regular spot, you'll kind of know, hey, there's 3 down the snipe lane, and they're shooting at me from green block. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, they're on top of the pipe. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't recommend jumping up here, because then everyone's going to shoot you from back there. But if he said there were 2 left of the tanker at the loading dock, and 1 on top of pipe, then I'd be like, oh, I'm out the room, blah, 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 boom, team shot. Boom. Now you got about it. Like, you kind of know what he has to deal with. Oh, man, that's all, if he's got all 3 sniping at him, that's a lot of angles. We need to help him. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to come back here with your auto rifle and start pelting bullets, because, range and whatnot. But you kind of know, how difficult a spot is, or how easy a spot is to hold, because you've put yourself in that position. So now you've upped the game of your team awareness and your own awareness, because you kind of know what to expect from any angle you come across. The first time we got on this map, one of my teammates came in here, right? Very first game, right? And he was inspecting loadouts and all that before we even got to the screen, before we got to the match. He was doing it while we were flying in, and I'm like, all right, but he came up here. And he walked. Sniped. He walked in front of the snipe lane. Oh, no, sorry, it was here. He got sniped. He got sniped. Not too many people got sniped from back there, but he stopped and stood right here. Right around here somewhere. Right? And looked up pipe and got sniped from an angle he wasn't looking at. And that's why I say, take up the mantle and find out what you're, once you know where all the snipe lanes are. And it could be anywhere they're looking, but the obvious snipe lanes, once you know where they are, you'll know where not to stand. Oh, I can't stand here. I can stand here and hope I don't get double shot in the feet. I could stand up here and look at pipe. I could stand over here, which is a little more, risky for that angle. But, I could do it, right? So, keep that in mind. That is awareness. That is enemy awareness. And then, you go into the enemy awareness of... Are they always alert for you or not? Let's say they're all together and you try to send one guy on the flank, so we can cover this real quick. Boom. All right, I'm going on the flank, and when you get here, someone's waiting and shooting at you. They're highly aware of their radar, so you got to be very careful of how you approach the enemy. They're going to be looking for people on the radar. They always got that one guy saying radar, 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 right? Like, and I think the radar should be removed from the game personally. People live on it way too much, and it allows for the game to just kind of go stagnant and kind of just, all right, it's just who's better at shooting people and who's not. It feels like it just doesn't belong in the game anymore. It needs to, it needs to go away again to open up all of the options we could possibly have, right? Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. I believe that covered everything I wanted to cover. And as we go along, I'll try to have clips, little mini clips of player awareness. I think I grabbed a couple where people were just, you know, the other awareness where people were just, I was just pelting them in the head and they never knew I was there. And I was clear on the radar, just straight up on the radar, just shooting people. So keep that in mind, guys. Work on your awareness. That is probably the #1 thing to cover. On the next topic we cover, I'm not sure what we're going to dive into, because awareness is really big, and if I need to come back in and talk about it some more, I definitely will. Every map, it's different. So, like I said, Rusted Lands, you're going to have more areas to worry about. It's going to be a little tougher, you know. Some maps are going to be a little tougher to keep up with the awareness and what you need to hold and how you need to hold it versus other maps. This is a more linear map. It's got like 3 lanes. 1, 2, 3. Or you could say it has 5 lanes. You have the left lane, mid left lane, right? Would cover those 2. The mid lane, the mid right lane, which is the sniper lane, and then the right lane. No matter what side of the map you're on, those would be the lanes, right? But it's pretty linear. You can break it down into 3 people, and everyone, you know, has a radar to, you know, watch something, and everyone can practically cover one side of the map or the other. If they can't challenge it, you know, because all 3 enemies are pushing from one direction, the call out can be there. Hey, all 3 right side, and now the right guy would move back. You would get in position, all right, for the right side. You know, the guy on the far left would be like, okay, boom, right? And then the other guy, when he gets, you know, back here by his teammates, he would turn and, you know, he'd be ready to challenge too. And then, pow, 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 pow. And that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it helped a little bit. And yeah, grab a friend. Tell them, hey, you wanna, you know, you wanna practice for trials. You wanna practice getting a little better. Let's go practice on the enemy awareness, where they can see me from, what they can do, you know, and take it to the next level. I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hit that subscribe, thumbs up. I'll leave a link in the descriptions below so you can check out the other awareness video where we talk about your own team awareness if you missed that. And we'll see you soon.